People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking man to man or whether we're talking sun to sun, 'cause he's my best friend. Yeah, he's my best friend. La la, ba la la la, yeah, ba la la la, ba la la la, yeah. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking man to man or whether we're talking sun to sun, 'cause he's my best friend. Yeah, he's my best friend. La la, ba la la la, yeah, ba la la la, ba la la la, yeah.
Yo, what's up, Turtle Riders? How's everyone doing tonight? Good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your fearless host here. They call me Uncle Turtle Boy around these parts. You can call me Clarence, Aiden. Doesn't really matter what you call me, as long as you're here and you're enjoying us every Tuesday and Saturday night, sometimes Sunday at 9 p.m. Also, make sure you guys are smashing that subscribe button and hitting the notification button, because we do a lot of impromptu lives around here, folks, and you never know when we're going to go live, and so you want to get notified when we do that, because you never know where I'm going to show up and have a camera and ready to go and broadcast and give you an emergency announcement or whatever the hell is going on in the world. So yeah, but like I said, we do the show regularly Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. We normally do a stream on Thursday nights on Turtle Club, which you can join below. It's linked in the bio. $15 a month. You get ad free on the website. You get access to the Thursday night stream that nobody else gets. You also get a free t-shirt of your choice. So you can go ahead and do that. By doing that, you're making it so we're going to get into the importance of what Turtle Club is tonight. But basically, you are making it so that we are no longer dependent on advertisers, because I don't ever want to have an advertiser again. That's my goal here at Turtle Boys, to make this a completely self-sufficient website, because that's how you defeat censorship in America in this day and age. I've shared this on all our social media, so make sure you're following it. Links are in the bio. You know what they are by now. We don't need to go over that. This week on Turtle Club, though, Turtle Club is going to be tomorrow night. Just a little announcement, because the football game is on Thursday night. I'm going to be going to Hooters if anybody wants to come and join me to live stream it Thursday night. We got this game, man. We should have beat the Vikings, obviously. So now this game turns into like, we need to win this game, which seems hard because the Buffalo Bills are like the best team in football. But it's a football game. They've lost 3 times. The goddamn Jets beat them, right? If the Jets could beat the Bills, we could beat the Bills. That's what I say. So give us a big thumbs up if you haven't done so already. That helps with the algos. Leave a comment afterwards. It also helps. I am going to right now put a link, and I just put a link there to the Rumble, so you guys can watch us on Rumble as well, where we're live streaming this, because we're slow fading over to Rumble, if you will, because Rumble doesn't censor like Twitter. I mean, like YouTube does, unless Elon buys YouTube too, in which case then we'll stay on YouTube. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, quite frankly. So anyway, what I want to do tonight is, so I wrote this blog late last night that I was intending to write earlier, but I was up to like 2 a.m. writing it, because I was just got in one of those blogging zones and I didn't want to stop. And yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of when we lost our Facebook page with 112,000 followers. And sometimes I forget that I would say the majority of people who are following this blog right now were not following it in 2017 when this happened. And 2017 was really our biggest year at Turtle Boy, like by far our biggest. And it's almost like depressing looking back at it a little bit, thinking about the way things could have been. For instance, at the beginning of so I started this blog in late 2013 when I was still a teacher, 𝗵𝗏𝗴𝗹.com. Just a man with a blog, teaching United States history by day, blogging by night. That was my life. It all came crashing down. Read my book, I Am 𝗵𝗏𝗴𝗹, available on Amazon. It tells the whole story about how I went to Buffalo and did a game and covered a game out there and wrote about the fans out there. Ended up getting doxxed. They started threatening the school I taught at. It turned into a big scene. And I realized this is my chance to turn 𝗵𝗏𝗴𝗹 into a business. And that's exactly what I did. I left teaching, got a nice little severance pay at the end there, nice little letters of recommendation to go because they liked me. And, we were leaving on pretty good terms. I just saw, new opportunity, a business opportunity, and I took it. And that's the American dream, baby. That's what it is right there. Becoming your own boss. People always say that, oh, you don't have a job. Why the fuck would I want a job? I am the job. Like Jay-Z, like my friend Jay-Z once said, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. That's what I do. Okay. I run, like, that's literally the American dream, is starting your own business venture and making your own money. That's America when you don't have a boss. And so, yeah, I'm proud not to have a job. I am the job. So get it straight. So, but I was doing it kind of, I had a couple bloggers here and there that helped me out. And what I did was I used to have a bunch of local advertisers. $300 a month they'd throw me to have an ad on the blog. I'll go knocking on doors saying, you want to advertise with me? I got X amount of page views. And it was just a pain in the ass because I had to chase them down for money. And if they weren't happy then with the content that we had on the website, or they were getting complaints, which people started, or boycotted, harassed by these people that didn't like the blogs. It wasn't something that I saw happening. I thought I was in the clear after I left teaching, but the fight had really just begun for free speech at that point. Again, read the whole book. I kind of wrote about it in detail, and it was published in 2018. But a lot has happened and a lot has changed since then. So by early 2017, that's when I started bringing on new bloggers. I brought on this girl named South Shore Turtle Girl in, I think, like November or December of 2016. And she was a hit right away. People loved her. She was writing about stories from areas that I wasn't as familiar with, like Fall River, New Bedford, Plymouth, stuff like that, Brockton. So she knew the area and the culture better than I did. And so she started writing about it. And she was very talented. And I've never said her name, and I never will. And I haven't talked to her in 5 years. But maybe she still watches. I don't know. She was a pretty big fan at the time. And we kind of went our separate ways. And Facebook had a lot to do with it. Like the drama that it caused was crazy behind the scenes. So I brought her on, and she really helped a lot, and she made a lot of money. She was my highest paid employee. And then I had a couple other girls. They're all women. I had a couple male bloggers here and there, but it was like I had this one girl from Rhode Island. We called her Rhode Island Turtle Sister. She didn't do that much, but we also had Merrimack Valley Turtle Bay. We had North Shore Turtle Babe. Eventually, we got Manch, and that was a nightmare. Called her Manch Turtle Girl. And then we had Bristol, and that turned into a complete disaster. And I've never hired anyone since then to write for me. I've never had anyone write for me because when I brought all these people on in 2017, the blog exploded, right? And it could not have happened, guys, without Facebook. Just out of curiosity, I'm just generally curious. Were you, the people watching right now, were you followers of the blog before we lost the page with 112,000 followers? Write a 1 if you've been following before that. Write a 2 if you came after that, November 28th, 2017, because that was the date it happened. So 1 if you were watching before that. 2 if no, you came after. I'm just generally curious. Caribou, Brianna, Craig, Main Journal News. I did notice Main Journal News was around. I did not realize that Main Journal News went at it with Didi hardcore. I noticed that today while reviewing some shit. No, News New England, someone new. Lauren De Laguna. Okay, well, a lot of ones. Holy cow, a lot of ones. Kelly's got a 1. Llama Llama's 2. Mike D is 2. Dawn is 2. Frez is 2. Clarissa's a 1. Carrie's a 2. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, it looks like about half. The more I look at it, about half came after. So that's interesting because it kind of shows you where we're at here. So I am talking to people that maybe they don't know this whole story. You know, maybe they weren't around for the heyday. And those that were could tell you that 2017 in Turtle Boy Industries was lit. It was the best year because I started off that year with, like, I don't know, on Facebook I had like 25,000 followers maybe. On Twitter I had maybe 8,000 or 9,000, something like that. Hard to keep track. And by the end of the year, I had by October I had over 100,000 people following the Facebook page. And the daily page views as a result of that, you have to understand, Facebook was something that I would use to build a following for one reason, to drive traffic to the website. Like, that's the whole point of Facebook for me. It was just a way to drive traffic to the website, because the more clicks I got on the website, the more money that the company made. And so for people like Sasha Turtle Girl, it was essential because they got paid by the click. They got paid, I think I gave them $2 for every 1,000 page views that they brought in, something like that. She would make a couple grand a month just doing this part-time. And it was good. We were making good money in 2017. Life was looking good, man. When you have that kind of exponential growth in 1 year, our audience was primarily Worcester based before that, Worcester County. It exploded in 2017. That's when we started getting all you Boston people, South Shore people, North Shore people, Rhode Island, New Hampshire. We started expanding, Western Mass, you name it. Well, with all this, like, I'm not kidding. Like, it was like rock star shit in 2017. And I was completely anonymous. I didn't do this show. Like, with my face, the show was, I had my freaking camera and I would put it right here and it would like face the screen and you could see my fingers and shit. That's how we started the live show, because I didn't do my face or anything on there. But the people knew who I was. You know, people, the company was registered to me. I would deny it, but everybody knew it was a joke. Like, everybody knew it was me. So anyway, the blog starts to explode in 2017. And I went from, I used to get close to about 1 million page views on a good month on the website, turtleboysports.com. By the end of the year, there was 1 month where I got over 4 million page views, but I would get close to about 3 million page views so that's over almost 100,000 people a day. And think of how many people that is. Think of it's like filling a place bigger than Gillette Stadium, like as big as like Michigan Stadium every day. That's how many people were coming here to read what I wrote. And I never really thought about it like that. You don't think about that like that on the internet. But when you think about how many eyeballs are really on this, you're like, holy shit, this is getting really big. This is huge. So it was good. Like, everybody was talking, and it was extremely controversial. Like, you either loved Turtle Boy or you fucking hated Turtle Boy. There was and because Facebook in 2017, guys, was completely free. Not like that it didn't cost money, that it wasn't restrained in any way possible. It all changed when Trump got elected. Because if you'll recall, they didn't take the loss very well. And they had to blame it on something. So what did they blame it on? Facebook caused this. That's what they said. Russians on Facebook making groups and spreading lies and misinformation, a word they love now. That was why Donald Trump lost. Not because he had a populist vision or because his opponent was weak or anything like that. It was because of Facebook. And that is when Mark Zuckerberg decided, because he was afraid of Democrats. They're not afraid of Republicans. They are afraid of Democrats. They're afraid of what Democrats will do to their monopoly. And so to please them, they began to fuck with the algorithm, basically. Prior to that, it was a free-for-all. Whoever made the best content on Facebook, which was us, that's why we were popular, we would make content that people would engage with, that people would comment on, that people would like, that people would share, that people would tell their friends about, that people were talking about. And every time somebody commented on our page. This is how we grew. Every time someone on your, if you'd never seen Turtle Boy before, somebody on your page, on your roster, comments on our page. That shows up in your feed. Now you're like, what the fuck is Turtle Boy? And why is everyone talking about it? And why do all of his posts have hundreds of comments on them? And why is, who the fuck is 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗹? Like, who is that? Who are these characters over there? Even people like Brett Killerman was like a side character back then. A lot has changed since then, obviously. But the people commenting on the page, it was like a sideshow draw. That's like, I remember just wanted to go wake up every day and check the Turtle Boy page because it was going to be a fucking free-for-all. Like, it was crazy. And I would search the word Turtle Boy on Facebook and everybody's talking about it. Not always good. Not always good. Sometimes bad. But, for instance, let me see here if I have any pictures. Like this, like check this one. Like even the negative stuff. I loved the negative stuff. Like check this woman out. I don't even remember who this woman is. 𝗵𝗵𝗹𝗂𝗆 says, today I learned that 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃, I spelled it wrong, went to the Big E with his family. People got so mad about the Big E. I used to go to the Big E because I hated the Big E and just take pictures of people there and just wrote funny blogs about it. Like that shit, like that's how I don't do stuff like that anymore because I don't want to, like, I feel like I've outgrown that. But that's how I used to like really get popular, is like everybody knows the Big E, especially if you're from like Western or Central Mass or Connecticut. Everybody knows the Big E. You either love it or hate it. Most people love it. I hated it. But I wrote about it and it was fucking funny because I'm showing real pictures of real people at the Big E and I'm like cracking jokes and stuff. And so it's a fucking joke, right? It's just a joke. It's satire. Like it's funny. It's related. Like I had this persona, like I was this like angry dad that got dragged to this fucking place where full of goats and people selling you vacuums. State houses at the end there. It's horrible. Hated it. And so that was the funny part about it. This guy's grumpy, right? That was the appeal. And if you didn't get the joke, then this blog clearly isn't for you. And people like Amelia fall into that category because she's like, Eden went to the Big E with his family, and in true form, he took photos of a whole bunch of people in the crowd so we could later share them with the thousands of people who read his blog and make fun of their mobility issues and their clothing. Yes. Guys, I hate to have to say this again, but I really don't want to be Facebook friends with anyone who shares articles from Turtle Boy. This is something that people used to have to announce because Turtle Boy was so popular. Like, it was fucking everywhere in 2017 on Facebook. It was on, if you logged in, if you lived anywhere near the region. I mean, Laura's from friggin' London and showed up in her feed. That's how she found it. Most of you found it. A lot of you found it from Facebook. Let's take a poll right now. I'm genuinely curious of people out there watching right now. How did you find Turtle Boy? Okay. 1, if you found us on Facebook. 2, if it's word of mouth, like somebody just told you about it, right? 3, if Twitter, if you found us on Twitter. 4, if other, just whatever. Let's see what people say. Word of mouth, okay. So you found us for the Genduso story, but where did you read the Genduso story? That's the question. Where did it show up? Like, how did you first see it? That's what I want to know. So you saw it at UMass. Pregnant. Oh, dude, that was a classic, Bob. Brockton, a guy named Brockton Turtle Boy wrote that one. That was one of the biggest blogs we've ever published. A pregnant woman ripping butts at the Brockton Fair. That's when I realized I needed like more bloggers. R.I.P. Brockton Fair, by the way. Okay, so I've seen mostly ones. You wrote about one of my friends. Who was your friend, Raina? O. I'm genuinely curious who your friend was. Marsha Bish. Oh my God, you remember her? Dude, Marsha Bish is this former Woonsocket cop who got fired and turned into this raging ratchet juice head. Oh my God, I forgot about her. And that's wild. That's like a 2017 blog, if I recall. You found Mindy Robinson sharing an article. Yeah. Like people like Mindy, like I met Mindy through Facebook. She's banned because she went overboard on the election stuff. So she's invisible now, but people like her, the Jew said cop. Exactly. So yeah, I know Kevin Perry. Oh, interesting. Oh, do you write him in jail? Kevin Perry is the only guy that would email me from jail occasionally. But anyway, my point here is that it was so freaking, and I'm not tooting my own horn. Like it was so fucking popular, and anyone around back then knows it. And so you got people like this who had to announce it because it was showing up in their feeds, and they had to make blanket statements like, if you share Turtle Boy, if you comment on Turtle Boy, you have to defriend me, right? And I loved shit like this because I don't care if you like me or you don't like me. You're talking about me. You're talking about my brand. I'm winning. Like I won. It doesn't matter. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to do is I want you to talk about the blog. That's it. I want it to be in your mouth. I know not everyone's going to like it, but I want everyone to know it. That's the whole purpose of this. So it goes on to say, it injects negativity, hatred, and bad energy into my life. It hurts me to see the friends and loved ones spreading this kind of content. And didn't you love that? Because you're like, dude, people would be like, I fucking hate this blog so much, but all of my friends are sharing it and all of my friends are commenting on it because the things that you're talking about I wasn't nearly as political back then. It didn't cross political lines. Like it did cross political lines and stuff. Like Democrats and Republicans both agree that some ratchet hoe selling them food stamps for crack money on Craigslist is fucking funny, and it's not good. And you should make fun of people like that. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican, nothing like that, right? So it hurts me to see friends and loved ones spreading this kind of content. It makes me think less of you as a person. I already went through and removed a bunch of people for this reason, which totally sucks, but I will keep doing it as needed because I don't want to associate with people who enjoy content that is hateful. Okay, good for you. But, stuff like that doesn't happen as much anymore. There was a whole turtle boycott page where that was dedicated to me. They would harass all of our advertisers and demand that they denounce us. So 𝗵𝗂's Italian restaurant owner, 𝗵𝗵𝗃 𝗵𝗵, a lovely woman, made a statement. It's advertising. I don't agree with everything Turtle Boy publishes, nor do I agree with everything Worcester Mag or Telegram posts. It's basic advertising. And they said, here's the thing. This basic advertising could be done anywhere. Okay. The arrogance of these people to tell some fucking woman who owns a restaurant in Worcester that you get to decide where she advertises. That's like, how is that your decision to make? She wants to be seen, and she wants people to come into a restaurant, buy pizza, pay for it, and tell their friends. That's it. And if Turtle Boy is more visible, which I was, than any other local media outlets, then why wouldn't you do that? You got more bang for your buck. But they would get harassed by people like this. She chooses to associate herself with Turtle Boy Sports. It's funny, though. We don't remember the last time the Worcester Telegram called children savages. No, because they're too cowardly to do that. Don't remember the last time Worcester Mag shared video of a disabled person receiving oral sex. That was South Shore Turtle Girl, okay? That was South Shore Turtle Girl. And that was funny as shit. That was in New Bedford. Some guy named, what the fuck was that guy's name? It was hilarious. A video, we got to send the video of a guy in a wheelchair, like a well-known crackhead. He's like a heroin dealer, I think, too. Just getting a blowjob from some chick buying heroin off him. And it was wild. I don't know if you guys remember that blog, but that was wild. But it's like, how can you not think that's funny? Come on. And remember the last time the Worcester Sun referred to woman as a tuna flap? That's a funny word. I mean, Jesus Christ. Have a sense of humor. So this shit that we see going on today, this Media Matters nonsense, these people going after Twitter's advertisers, it's like, I watch this happening and it's like, I just sit back. It's like, oh, bro, been there before. When the whole Bob Murchison thing went down with with Kirk and Callahan. I'm like, yep, been there before. I invented this shit. I was getting censored and boycotted before any of this was cool. And I was tooting the horn about it and no one said shit. And I was banned from Facebook before anyone was. Okay. I was banned from Twitter before Alex Jones was. Okay. I am the original censorship victim in this country. Literally no one was censored before me. I invented social media censorship. I set the tone, and I'm not bragging about that. It's just an undeniable fact. So these people get all mad about, oh, look at this picture. Who's that? Look at that guy. Dude, who is that? This was there was at Maddie Moe's house. This is the first time I met turtle people in the flesh. And this guy, obviously, look at that. Look at that. Oh, this was and this to show you, this was if you guys watch 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗃, this is Jim Murray from 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗃. He's a turtle rider. Like, I'm not kidding you. Everyone read Turtle Boy. He messaged me one day and he's like, hey, can I get one of those t-shirts? I want to wear it on the show. Yeah, definitely. Send it to him. Boom. He loved it. He loved it. They all love it. They all loved the Turtle Boy. It was hot in the streets in 2017, but it all came crashing down, and that's what the blog was about today. So let me pull this up over here. Oh, and by the way, if you guys would like to donate to the program, I guess we'll get to this. We don't have the super chat function because we have the wrong opinion about certain things. So if you guys would like to donate, you can donate like, yeah, you can click at the link at the top of that, and it will bring you to this. It's at the top of the comments. Hopefully it's working. Can you guys get that to work? If I put it in the comments, boom. Oh, there it is. Okay. I guess it's having some FUPA issues. But you should be able to get it to work. Let me know if it doesn't work. If not, you can cash at me at $UncleTurtleBoy. So anyway, you can, and I will get the message you put. If you do a dono with that, I will get an email notification. I will bring it up on the big screen, and I will put your comment up there for the world to see. And so you can do it that way. It's called Turtle Chat. It's a way to support what we do here at Turtle Boy Sports. And yeah. So anyway, let's get into the blog that I published today on this. So I titled the blog, 5 years ago today was the worst day of my professional life. And I mean that. It was the most, I look back on this and I saw a commenter today point this out, and I never thought of it that way because I don't like to look myself as a victim because I know that I am not very sympathetic. But it's like, I was really the victim of like an organized bullying campaign. Like, I was a victim in this. I did nothing wrong. I'm not a perfect person, but I'm also not like a criminal. And I don't really violate social media's terms of service or anything like that. Like, I just expose bad people doing bad things, and they didn't like it very much. And I wasn't nice about it, but you're not required to be nice on social media. There's a lot of negativity on social media. You can argue that's good or bad for the world, but Facebook is the one hosting this. So how are they any better than any of us? But this whole thing for me, it was like, I really think this is the root cause of the beginning of my depression that spiraled out of control. Because it severely affected me psychologically. Like, it was like to wake up every day and like, you have this page that is vital for your livelihood, because this wasn't a hobby for me. This is how I made a living. So to wake up, like, to have this page that I would use to drive traffic to the website, to have it just taken away from me like that. It's like, I had 112,000 followers. I earned those followers, right? How did I earn them? By making content that was engaging. People chose to hit. I didn't make a single person hit that like button. I didn't have to ask for likes back then. People just did it because everybody wanted to be there. And I built that. Okay. I built that by writing blogs every day that people wanted to read about. That's how capitalism works, right? You create a product that people want to consume and you put it out there. And that's exactly what I did. So 5 years ago today, yesterday, actually now, I went to, I used to do a weekly radio show at 100.1 FM, The Pike in Worcester. And I go and did that from 8 to 9. And then I came home and began to do my day. And so what I do, I check my messages, and we had this group chat for Turtle Boy bloggers, and South Shore Turtle Girl, Merrimack, and North Shore. They were all in there, and Feisty. Oh, I forgot about Feisty was there too. And yeah, all of a sudden I was like, what's this? Where's the page? I just got a notification it's gone. They all got it. And I'm like, okay, this isn't the end of the world, because we've had this issue happen before. In 2016, I wrote about a man named Kevin Lynch. Who, Kevin, if you're watching, I come in peace, okay? It's not, Turtle Chat's not working on phones, huh? God damn it. So if you guys would like to, if it's not working on phones, just download Cash App. I'm at $ Uncle Turtle Boy. We got 7-pounder sends $10. And he says, for name of lady who left cat in the woods. I don't have her yet, 7-pounder. Sorry. But I appreciate that. All right. So, anyway. So let's check this out. Let me make it bigger. So, yeah, like I said, over 70% of daily traffic came from Facebook back in the day. Here's a screenshot. I would add literally every 3 days, I would add 1,000 new people. That was the rate I was going at. And then one day it was gone. And I'll admit, I was extremely cocky back then. I'm like, Turtle Boy is untouchable. They'll never stop us. It's too good. It's too popular. But I thought in terms, I viewed the Facebook page as my own, right? Like, you're all on YouTube accounts right now, right? But you don't own shit. None of us own anything. I don't own this YouTube channel. YouTube does. They can take it away from me for any reason they want. And they owe me nothing. Nothing. Because I'm using it for free. And I don't own shit. But we often view our social media accounts as ours, don't we? Because they're like, well, that's my page. It's really not your page. It's Facebook's page. They're letting you use it. You have the login, no one else does, but they can take that shit away from you whenever they want. So I had never thought of it in terms like that. And when we started getting paid, in 2016 we started getting suspended. I remember I got suspended for 1 day, the Turtle Boy Sports page, and then 3, and then 7, and then they bump you up to 30, and then it's just 30 every time, and that sucked because I would lose it. I started 2 backup pages for when suspensions happened, and I built them up. But in 2016, I went and got an attorney, a guy named Rob White, who was recommended by former city councilor Michael Gaffney, who has gone a little bit insane in his old age, but I digress. So Attorney White wrote a letter for me, a demand letter to Facebook, their counsel, and saying, you don't have justification to suspend this guy. He's being reported by a man named Kevin Lynch, who is insane. And you need to put the pages back up. And they responded. I'm like, oh, we have an in at Facebook now. That was very reassuring. Facebook's attorneys got back to us. They pressed a button and the pages were unsuspended. I'm like, dope. Cool. Call the lawyer up whenever I need to. Well, this happens on November 28th of 2017. This happens. Where I said in this group chat, I'm like, dude. And they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's gone. I'm calling the lawyer right now. They're like, yeah, call the lawyer ASAP, because the lawyer could fix shit. But this time, when the lawyer wrote a demand letter, he didn't hear back. They just completely ignored us. And I thought I was going to get the page back. I really did. But I know now that's not going to happen unless Elon buys the company. So since then, I started to make new pages. Like I had a backup page called the Lost Boys of Turtle, and it had like 28,000 followers. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just use this and I'll build it back up, and I can make, if I can add 10,000 people a month to the page, we'll be back in business in a few months. No problem. So Lost Boys of Turtles starts doing it. I did a live show on December 3rd, 5 days afterwards, on Lost Boys of Turtle. During the show itself, the account was taken down. During the middle of the show, it just stopped existing. Because they said the show violated the standards, which doesn't make any sense. They wouldn't have time to review it. And so I was just gone. Like that page was gone. Okay, then we'll go to the Turtle Boy Fallout Shelter. That was the next one we had. And then that was taken down a couple days later. And then we had the Turtle Boy Refugees page. The Turtle Boy Smiles and Sunshine page. I can't even remember. The Turtle Boy Super Terrific Happy page was one of them. I can't even remember all the pages. I shit you not, there have been over 50 pages that I've created. And every time I made a new page, I would rebuild it and get, followers pretty quickly. Like I could do that, just no problem. I can rebuild. And so I knew if you just let me stay on the platform, I'll be back in no time. Just let me stay on and we'll be good. Just stop taking my shit down. But they wouldn't stop. These people, Kevin Lynch came on here in 2018 and admitted that he spent 3 hours a day mass reporting our shit all day. And the problem with Facebook at the time, I didn't even consider it political. A lot of people will say, well, you're a conservative, but I wasn't even overtly conservative. That wasn't never my big thing back then. So the problem was that nobody works at Facebook. And this was an angle I was pushing that nobody cared. Nobody listened to this angle because it's not an interesting angle, because it's not political. When I came out and I'm like, this isn't even political. This is just a problem of a lack of human beings working at Facebook. If there were human beings working there to review some of these mass reporting campaigns, then they would realize that these are not violations of it. So, for instance, this: peace, love, and happiness to all. Look at the date. Christmas fucking morning, I woke up and I'm like, another page was removed because this celebrates violence or contains extreme graphic images. It was to the point where I was writing shit like that because I'm like, okay, I'm going to write something fucking ridiculous. And when it gets taken down for sexual violence or whatever, I'm going to screenshot it and someone will definitely write about it then. Because that's newsworthy, right? The second highest trafficked website in the world that everybody's on. Billions of users are on it every day. Businesses and media outlets like mine can be taken away, have your entire platform just eliminated for saying peace, love, and happiness to all if someone like Kevin Lynch is out there mass reporting you all day. That there is no oversight at this fucking company. To me, that's still a fucking story. That nobody has covered that angle. They cover the political censorship angle, but they don't cover the lack of employees angle. Name a corporation that is not in tech that doesn't have a fucking phone number to call, right? Amazon has customer service, right? At least that's why people like Amazon, because they do a good job. But because you're paying for shit, you're a customer. We're not paying on Facebook. We're not the customer. We are the product that they're selling to the customer. That's what we are. So I realized, I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to start collecting. I'm going to write the most over the top, ridiculous shit just so it gets taken down, so I can pitch it to some journalists and try to get this picked up by a bigger media outlet. Try to get some, because people knew who I was. I wasn't a fucking nobody. And the Daily Wire contacted me. We all know the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire is Ben Shapiro's website. And they were interested in writing a story. So I talked to a young reporter there, and we had a back and forth email conversation. And they're like, yeah, this is definitely interesting. This is pretty crazy. And then they got back to me and they said, yeah, we're not going to write about it because our editors said that we are dependent on Facebook too. Like the Daily Wire pages, like Shapiro and all of them, like those are some of the most trafficked websites, trafficked pages on Facebook. And they go, we don't want to criticize Facebook because then they could take it away from us. It was one of the biggest pussy emails I've ever read. I understand it's business, but that's what kind of pisses me off about the Shapiros of the world. And I still have the email. I think I've shared it. That it's like, dude, they act like they're like these freedom fighters and, you know, we're against censorship and leftists and blah, blah, blah. And then they're just like, yeah, but we're afraid to criticize you because then you might take away our page because we're dependent on it too. We are all fucking dependent on this thing. And nobody should have that amount of power. Like Mark Zuckerberg or whoever the fuck works for him. These blue-haired losers who worked for Twitter should not have the power to decide who gets to speak in the public square. Like that's ridiculous. These companies have become so big that they should be treated as utilities. You can't just shut someone's water off. You can't shut their heat off. You can't shut their internet off. And to me, this is no different from the internet. It is the internet. So anyway, so I would write stuff like this, you know, be over the top. And I put a bunch of stuff in here like this. Who remembers this one? Thanksgiving. This was taken down. This freaking meme of Turtle Boy being served as a turkey taken down. We like to help people who are in need. It's the right thing to do. This one was accused of videos of physical bullying to degrade or shame a specific person. Okay. How about this one? This was the Yarmouth, Massachusetts Police Department badge with a thin blue line in honor of Sean Gannon, who was murdered in April of 2018. They removed this. Honoring murdered cops goes against community standards. A picture of the Turtle Boy statue goes against their standards. We only want everyone to love and respect each other. No hate speech. That was removed. I said, take life every day, one step at a time, but make sure those steps are in the directions of your dreams. You got this. That was removed for sexual violence. Something you should do every day is tell someone who has been there for you that you love and appreciate them. Then give them a hug. This was sexual services, solicitation of sexual material, threats or depictions of sexual violence, threats to share intimate. Okay, so that's what that was. This one, a goddamn Christmas tree taken down on the Turtle Boy Sports Fallout Shelter. Another one of our pages that was soon removed. So I would do that on purpose, right? To try to, thinking somebody's going to write a story about this, but nobody ever did. Nobody ever did because the story because it wasn't political. I wasn't being, and I wasn't big enough to care. They only care when it happens to big names. When it starts happening to Alex Jones, even then people were like, oh, it's just Alex Jones. And it starts happening to bigger accounts too. Less controversial people every single time. And that's why when I see it happening to these people, I'm like, yeah, I don't really give a shit that much because where the fuck were you when this was happening to me? Not that I'm special, but like, don't pretend that I think there's something cowardly about people who only take up a cause when they're personally affected by it. Like if you have the platform to criticize something and you don't because it's not affecting you yet, you're a coward. That's what I think. But anyway, on November 27th of 2018, I wrote a blog about two women who have appeared multiple times on Turtle Boy over the coming years. Didi Delgado and Monica Cannon-Grant. It was my first time discovering them. And the blog primarily was about Didi this time. Monica was kind of like her side character, her number two, and she's transformed into the number one. But Didi is a gigantic woman of color from Boston or Cambridge, somewhere around there, who doesn't have a job and makes money working for various nonprofits, basically does DEI training for a living, and but mostly lives off of the donations of others. And by others, I mean white women. She has this thing called hashtag done for Didi. She makes white women pay her reparations every Friday. You had to send her money, and then you had to write hashtag done for Didi to as like a receipt to acknowledge that I gave you money this week. And I'm not kidding. People think I'm joking. It's like, no, that's real. She really told white women, like a lot of people debate reparations. I'll give her one thing. You know, people like Sheila Jackson Lee are always talking about we need to legislate reparations. Didi just went out and got her own reparations. She just told white liberals. She saw the cash cow in front of her. She's like, these dumb bitches will just do anything I say. They are so afraid of being called racist that I can just tell them to pay me money and they will. And that you need to go and you need to tell all your white friends that and blah, blah, blah. Well, she's also going on exotic vacations. She's morbidly obese. She started a $12,000 GoFundMe for a fucking car seat. And so I wrote about it because it was funny. That it was outrageous what this woman was doing. Well, as it turns out, the Done for Didi crew is very Kevin Lynch like. They have nothing. They are censorious. They are ahead of the game, and they began to mass report our page. And that was the reason it was taken down. It wasn't even Kevin Lynch. It was Didi Delgado. And so, like, I guess he posts like this from 𝗙𝗂𝗄𝗃 𝗓𝗏. I wrote about this woman. She's a big DEI person on Twitter. There was this blog in 2016 or 17. She walked into a Cracker Barrel in Montana, and she tweeted out, "We just walked into a Cracker Barrel, Montana, and everyone here is white, and I don't know if my black ass is going to survive the night." And it was just like, well, yeah, because white people, we just love killing people. We're fucking murderers, especially in Montana. We're all a bunch of murderers. And I'm like, I exposed her for that. And so people like her suck. They're divisive, but they won this battle. And that's what really sucked about it. So she says, "So glad Facebook finally pulled the page for these hate mongering pieces of shit after their disgusting attack on Didi Delgado." And there is at the bottom the name of the blog, BLM Queen Cheese Hog. Didi Delgado starts $12,000 GoFundMe to pay for car seat, car, and insurance. Okay. So with pages, this target individual, people of color, black women, and trans people with headlines designed to satisfy the thirst of impudent bigots looking for a way to feel powerful by attacking others. Okay. I hope Facebook stands by the removal of this page, and it's one of many to come. But then look how ruthless these people were. I mean, this is like, it's like, dude, this is my livelihood. I get that you don't like being criticized, but like, this is America. I have a right to make money. I have a right to conduct my business, and you're maliciously attacking my business. Like, I have kids to feed and shit, and you're trying to take food out of their mouths. Like, what the fuck? And Jesus Christ. People are saying, no problem. The dude keeps messing with people. I want to ruin his life. So they could say stuff like that. I'm already here. I'm ready to pay a friendly visit. People said they were going to come visit me. Still waiting, Leslie. Come see me, girl. And Didi's kind of, laughing about all this, egging it on. Somebody says, Stanley Fritz says, "I'm from a small town called 𝗃𝗃 and Turtle got me feeling homesick. Ooh, so scared. I'm ready to pay him a visit. Yeah, that's his address in Jefferson. Well, the one in Fitchburg is for the website. Oh, we used to give out Kevin Lynch's address in Fitchburg. It's like when I say I live at 130 Blake Street in Lewiston. I don't actually live there. It's just a thing, but they bought into it. So it goes on to say another white supremacist out of Fitchburg, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. So people loved it. And they almost show these like trophies. Like, look, I got this one taken down. I reported this. And okay. And so all of these were removed. And how do we shut them down? It's like, you could just not read it. That's always an option, but that's not how these people operate. They're like, well, it's not enough. They want to shut it down because they realize it's popular. Like, that's all it comes down to is they're like, well, we can't ignore it because then other people will still like it. And we don't want you to like things because we're miserable cunts and we want you to be miserable too. And we want to take away fun things from you. That's it. Because we don't like it, because you're exposing people like us, and we can't be having that anymore. Glad to see that nasty racist 𝗵𝗏𝗺 page has been suspended. Very angry. Page filled with angry name calling. Like, what do you think you are? After the crap reported on HHS and the creepy stuff about a teenage girl, I think it's Holyoke High School, I cannot believe anyone would still read this blog. Okay, sure thing. Sure thing. So anyway, how about this one? Catherine Whitehouse. All 𝗵𝗏𝗺 Facebook pages, groups, and profiles need to be reported as hate speech. This woman lives in fucking Pensacola, Florida. These people do not deserve a platform. Says who? Like, who the fuck appointed this miserable skag to be the arbiter of who deserves a platform? Like, who the fuck put you in charge? You don't run Facebook, but you kind of do. You kind of do. And this is bullying. Like, this is fucking organized bullying. These people just trying to shut my page down and make it so I can't eat. And it's horrible. Read all these comments. It's like, dude, they did this all the fucking time. All the time. Now, 3 weeks before that happened, actually, look at Celia McAuliffe. Remember this broad? Go read the Celia blog. She was a real peach. My whole Christmas was just made. 𝗵𝗏𝗺 has been taking down for the moment, not the first, hopefully, but the last. But hopefully the last. He has ruined so many lives over his lies and disgusting torment of teenagers. His turtle ass just got snapped. This is the most ratchet mother I wrote about. She like urged her children to fight others. Like she doesn't have custody. She lives in my town, Holden, too. And to all these assholes in my life, or my daughter, Kaylin Gagne, who hated and said repulsive, nasty, bullying bullshit to us, we win. I mean, that's what sucked. And she's right. They did win. And she sends this to somebody, says, fuck this faggot. And like is toot it down. Like they're taking joy in this. It was horrible. The bad guys were winning. The bad guys were winning. And there was nothing I could do about it. There was nothing I could do except complain. But I couldn't even complain on Facebook because it was taken down. I would have gone on Twitter, but 4 weeks prior to this, on October of 2017, my Twitter account at 𝗵𝗏𝗺sports, that was taken down for no explanation. They just took it down. And I created a new account at Real 𝗵𝗏𝗺boy. That lasted about 4 or 5 months, built it up to like 6,000 followers, gone. Then I had another one at 𝗵𝗏𝗺boy news. That got up to like 9,000 followers. That was nixed in August of 2018. And then after August of 2018, I kept trying to make new Twitter accounts. And the second I would make one, it would be deleted. The second I would make one, it would be gone. So they were blacklisting my phone, my computer, my Wi-Fi. I used to go to the public library. I actually went to the library to make a goddamn Twitter account. And I'm like, I just didn't use it because I'm like, I can't go to the fucking library whenever I want to tweet. This is stupid. Can't have one. And it sucked because I love Twitter and I would go on Twitter every day. And you could still read Twitter from your suspended account. You can read what people are saying and stuff. You just can't do anything. You can't post. You can't like. You're invisible. You're on there. You're a lurker. And I'm like, you can't grow. Like, this is how I'm running a business. This shit is essential to it. And it was just taken away from me, man. And I'm a fighter. And I was very cocky. So I had this whole persona, like, you don't silence us, we silence you. And it's kind of why me and Sasha Turtle Girl had a falling out. And she was right. Because I should have been more humble. I was way too fucking cocky. And because I thought that's what people wanted. They wanted a fighter. They wanted somebody who was that displayed confidence, right? But it was fake. I wasn't winning. I was losing big time. Page views drastically decreased. And 2018 was a bad year. 2018, I lost. I had no advertisers left. They all left me. I ended up getting blacklisted on Google AdSense on the website by the end of 2018. It was gone. Every time I would make a new Facebook page and I would build it up, and some of them would get to 25, 30,000 people. And I'm like, but then every day I would wake up and I remember just fearing checking my phone. am I gonna get a notification when I go on there? Is the page gonna be gone? And it happened so many times. And I remember one time, I don't know, after another page was taken down, and I was just looking at revenue that I was making, dude. I was going from making like $10,000 to $15,000 a month to $2,000 a month. And I'm like, this is going to die. This is going to die. I'm not making any money. This is before I had ever thought about asking for donations or anything like that, or having other ways. We'll get to that. And I remember just being in my kitchen, and I literally was like, just fucking fell on the floor and just didn't get up. And I'm just like, I just wanted to close my eyes and just pretend none of this was happening, because I was severely depressed from this all. And I had no one to talk to about it, because the image that I was projecting to Turtle Riders was that everything was fine. I was winning. And like I said, it was a big reason Sasha Turtle Girl and I had a falling out. It was the way that I handled the Facebook thing. They all left after the Facebook thing. And it's not just because they couldn't make money. It was just because I was just like, you don't cancel me, I cancel you. I was doing that whole thing. And I realized after a while, now I know that people actually appreciate it when you're humble, because it shows you're human. But back then I was a different person. So, and I learned a lot from this all. I really did. But it was very depressing, man. Just because I'll tell you one thing. It makes you feel like you're a dirty person. It makes you feel like you're subhuman. To be considered so vile, so disgusting, that you can't even use this thing that everybody uses called Facebook. You're a bad person, right? We don't want you around our kids. We don't want you around other people. You're bad. You suck. You're shitty. Like, imagine the real world worked like that. Like, I just couldn't go to events in town or restaurants because it's like, you're shitty. We don't like you. And I don't want to bitch about it and cry about it or anything, but that does a number on you psychologically, man. To just be told over and over again that you're such a fucking disgusting person, you can't even use this. I'm banned. And these are the moral people, the people that are kicking you off these platforms. They act like they give a shit about emotions and how your feelings and shit. They didn't care about what it was doing to me at all. Like, and what did I do that's that bad? Like, what did I do? I exposed fucking Didi Delgado. She's a piece of shit. Of course I'm going to expose her. I expose shitty fucking people all the time. And that's why people liked it. What the fuck is wrong with that? Nothing is wrong with that. That's the answer to that. Don't be a piece of shit and you won't end up on Turtle Boy. Pretty basic, folks. So, it was tough because like I said, I was projecting this image that wasn't there, and I kept writing. And some people think this is controversial. I really don't. So after Sasha Turtle Girl left and North Shore left and stuff like that, they were just basically like, I can't, like, this is consuming time. And also, like, Brett had a lot to do with that. They're like, Brett went crazy on Feisty. Like, he started threatening her and like posting pictures of her kids on the fucking some sort of the Brockton hub. Like, went crazy on her family. She fired back and stuff, but he crossed the line with her, and he was on my show and stuff. And I remember Sasha Turtle Girl was like, are you going to say something? Like, are you going to say something to Brett? Can you tell him to stop? And I remember being like, I don't want to get involved. I just want to write the blogs. And I don't want to deal with all this, like these personalities. And I should have said something, but like Brett would have fucking complained, and it would have been a mess. I never should have brought him on, obviously. But I didn't get involved in their whole thing. And so she looked at that and she's like, well, what if that happens to me? And in her kind of Dear John breakup email, she did mention that. She was just like, well, I thought about, like, you didn't stand up for Feisty. And what if that happened to me? And I get it now. I do get it. I think our relationship would have eventually fallen apart anyway. We would have gone, because this is, it's not going to last forever. But, yeah, so I pretended to be her. I didn't want to make it seem like I was losing, which I was. So I continued to write blogs under the name North Shore Turtle Babe, South Shore Turtle Girl, and Merrimack Valley Turtle Bay. Now, you might be asking, well, wouldn't you have to like triple your work? Yeah, I did. Like, I had to fucking go, like, I never slept. I had a newborn baby. I never fucking slept. It was unhealthy. I was like, I had to like keep writing. I had to make it seem like everything's fine. I wrote in a chick's voice as best I could. And it's like, I really don't think like people, like when stupid fucking crusty panties left there, like she knew that they weren't there anymore. And she's like, I think she's exposing it. Oh, he's pretending to be these women. Yeah, I was, because I was fucking desperate. Okay. Who gives a fuck what name I'm writing under? Like, who cares? Nobody cares who's writing the blogs. People just want to read them and they want to be entertained by them. Nobody gives a shit who the man behind the curtain is. Nobody cares. They just want to read things that they agree with. And so I don't think, do you guys think that's a big deal? Like, who cares? Like, is that some scandal? Like, oh yeah, you were writing under pen names of people who used to work for you. Like, who cares? Brett was, let me see what people are saying. Brett was trying too hard to, yeah. I never should have brought him on. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was it's like, who cares? Like, I wrote under they were writing blog. Like, you have to understand, like, think of that. You saw all those comments from all those people who were fucking loving it. Right. And I was reading all those comments, and imagine I came out and I was like, yep, everybody left me. All of my bloggers left me. They would have a field day with that. They would have loved that. And I did not want to give them that victory. So I kept writing under their names. Now, if I could go back and do it again, I would have just told people the truth. I'd be like, yeah, here's the deal. But I wanted to project this image that I was winning the whole time. That's it. So anyway, yeah, exactly. Like, who cares about pen names? Like, nobody gives a shit who's writing the blogs. But like I said, they all quit, and I get it. They would come on. I did make a deal with like North Shore Turtle Babe, who I'm still friends with today at Merrimack, and I would say, can you come on the show? Oh, Western Mass Turtle Girl too. And I would say, can you come on the show still? Can we make it look like this is still going on? They said, no problem. So they didn't even mind that I kept using their pen name. They would come on and talk and do whatever. The only one who cared was Krusty Panty. She was the only one who was like, I got to go. Like, shut the fuck up. Who cares? Shut up. Anyway, so it was exhausting, like I said. And eventually, like, I realized that like imagine people could be like, well, why don't you just leave Facebook? Why don't you just leave Twitter? Because it is an abusive relationship. It's like, because there's nowhere else to go. There's like people that go to Gab. Somebody today tells me to go to Truth Social. Like, dude, if you think that's the fucking solution, then you're missing the whole point here. I'm not going to the conservative ghetto, because that's what Truth is. And that's what Gab is. And that's what Parler was. These are conservative ghettos. I'm not going to the ghetto. I belong on Twitter and Facebook, because that's where all the people are. And I'm not going to go to the place that is a fraction of the users just so I can speak freely amongst other conservatives. No, I'm going to stay right here, and I'm going to fight for my right to be here, because platform access is a civil right. So other obstacles that I've had to deal with, right? Like Google AdSense was how I would make money on every blog. I would make $4 for every 1,000 views. And eventually the page got reported enough to Google that I was banned from there. So I had to create a whole new website, tbdailynews.com. I cleaned up the headlines a little bit. I haven't had that problem yet. I might in the future. I don't know. we try to find, and Google AdSense has no competitors either. So you're kind of fucked if you lose them. But you know, I mean, think of the like, this is my major point here, is that for every problem in America, there is a solution. That is the beauty of capitalism and being an entrepreneur. Yep, life shits on you sometimes, but you have to get back up. And somebody wrote me an email today thanking me for that. They're like, thank you. I needed to read that. I'm going through a shitty part of my life right now, but I need to get back up. And because I had no choice. This is my livelihood. This is what I built. I am not giving it up without a fight. This is America. Yeah, I don't have access to these platforms, but there has to be a way. There has to be a way. And so I got creative, man. You make the fan page. We created a Turtle Boy Run fan page that I didn't even use. It got up to 20,000 followers. It got shut down. Okay, so we do groups, and that's what we have now with the Turtle Boy OnlyFans, and that seems to be working fine. I don't know how many people are in there, 25,000 maybe, but it works. The Facebook censorship has died down because Facebook is not hot anymore, and neither is Turtle Boy on Facebook. Like, it's not like it was. And so shit doesn't appear in your feeds anymore because they artificially suppress it. And so they're like, well, we don't need to fucking shut this guy down because we're just going to make sure nobody sees him. That's all it is. And so I don't get mass reported anymore because nobody cares, you know? But it's about getting back up. And think of that. You have a website with that millions of people visit every month. And you know what I'm going to do? It's because it's literally worthless because I can't get any ads on it. So it's worth $0.00. So I just have to make a whole new fucking page from scratch. I have an email subscriber list with thousands of people who subscribe to get daily emails on turtleboysports.com. I built a fucking app that was eventually removed from the Apple Store and the Google Play Store that would bring people to the site. And I'm just abandoning the site altogether to create a brand new one and start from scratch. That was a risk. That was a venture, but I did it. And I think it's worked out pretty well, quite frankly. TV Daily News is thriving. It doesn't have the problems that Turtle Boy Sports did. The number of people that come, because there's still a transition, like the Turtle Boy Sports people, some people are like, you sold out by making TV Daily News. Bitch, it's the same fucking thing. I just stopped putting the word 𝗵𝗶 in the title. That's it. It's the same content. I just made it less of a target. That's all I did. If you read it, you're like, well, you can write about the same thing. You just don't call a woman a spunk trumpet in the title. Okay, no problem. Maybe less references to guzzling cum. Maybe that will help out. I don't know. But apparently it has. And that's what TV Daily News does. And it was a risk, and I think it's paid off. So again, problem, solution to problem. That's what we did with the Google AdSense problem. What about Twitter? Problem, I'm banned from Twitter. I can't use it. Solution, I got people volunteering to run a fan run account. So somebody creates the @TurtleBoyTweets account. It's got 27,200 followers. It's got more followers than I fucking got because I was banned from Twitter, and the girl who runs that account wasn't. And then my buddy Keith helped out with that account too. But then Keith got fucking threatened in the Bristol wars, and so he just wants nothing to do with it. A lot of people just are like, I'm all set. He used to be a regular around here, but still friends with him. Still a good guy, but some people just aren't built for it, you know? So that was the solution with Twitter. Instagram was never really my thing because you can't share links on there. So, and I built a couple pages up to get to like 5,000 or 6,000 followers, and they would get taken down. I don't touch Instagram. I got a person that does the gram for me. I think she does a pretty good job with it. Follow us on Instagram @TurtleBoy_daily_news. How about 2020? PayPal. I got banned from PayPal in 2020, and I still don't know why. I called up PayPal. They actually have a number. I spoke to somebody, and I shit you not, they told me that I could not use PayPal. They couldn't tell me what I did wrong, because if they did, then I would be able to avoid making that mistake again and remain on remain on PayPal. That's what they told me. So I said, let me get this straight. You can't tell me what I did wrong, because if I knew what I did wrong, then I would make sure not to do that again. I would follow your rules. So you just don't like it when people follow your rules. What? And they were like, yep. And I'm like, that's fucking retarded. That's the kind of stupid move you make when you're running a monopoly and you don't care about competition. But guess what? There are competitors out there. Stripe is a competitor to PayPal. But when you're banned from PayPal, you're also banned from Venmo. So when I go out, like, you go out and you split the check, like nobody's going to do 1 million credit cards, go out like 10 people, one person pays, everybody's like, just Venmo me, whatever. Well, I'm the guy who has to say, yeah, I can't do Venmo. Can't do PayPal. I'm banned for life because I'm a fucking disgusting, vile person who is unworthy of sending money to you on this app, because I'm so horrible that even my money is offensive, that I can't even give you money for things, and you can't give me money for things. And that's why you can't donate on the super chat right now. And that's why you have to use fucking Cash App. I use the ghetto one. And so thank you. If anybody wants to donate in the Cash App, you can. Looks like our Turtle Club thing isn't functioning right now. Looks like Stripe is not working. That's great. But if you'd like to Cash App me, you can do it. $ Uncle Turtle Boy. But again, problem, solution. I lost PayPal, use Cash App. Okay. I use Stripe now for all financial transactions. Okay, good. And they're pretty good with that. GoFundMe. I'm banned from using GoFundMe because I was brought to court in Providence last year by Ashley St. Angelo, who I had a restraining order on, who was threatening the mother of my children at her fucking work and threatening to show up there. And like threatening me too. And I had his daughters on and they told me that he abused them and all this shit. And we had a fucking order on him, and he still got some activist judge in Providence to put a temporary order on me. And I thought I'd go down there and I beat this in one hearing and blah, blah, blah. Nope, not this cunt. Not this cunt. She was going to drag it out. So I got Mark Randazza, and he's like, yeah, but Mark charges a lot of money. And he's like, well, let's try to raise some. Tell your story. And we raised $15,000 on GoFundMe in one night, and it was taken down and all the money was sent back. So I'm banned from using GoFundMe because I'm a bad person. I'm unworthy of using this fucking page, which is used by some of the biggest degenerates out there to raise money for themselves, but I'm worse than them. That's what they're telling me. YouTube videos getting removed. You can't even donate on here, like we said. So, but solution to that, Turtle Chat, awkward. It's not working right now, but usually it does work. We do have a couple Turtle Chats, so I guess some people got it to work. So let me bring up a couple Turtle Chats here. Can other people get it to work? So we have one Cash App. I mean, Cash App's fucking dope. I'm like, I like Cash App. To me, it's not even ghetto. It works perfectly fine. Hold on. Keep moving this. Is that all right? Can you guys hear me okay? All right. So our first Turtle Chat here is from Llama. Sends 25 big ones and says, I'm in the hospital. Can you hook me up with wheelchair blowy chick's contact info? Dude, that blog was written 5 years ago. She's almost definitely dead from fentanyl. Sorry. And she has AIDS. Then we got Scott Starboard says, I found you through the Dennis and Callahan show and read a blog a few times per month, but I found you on YouTube about 7 months ago, and your work is outstanding. Please never give up. Sends 10 big ones. Thank you very much, Scott. I appreciate that. And obviously I love Dennis and Callahan, or probably Kirk and Callahan. So I really appreciate that. If anybody else would like to donate, the link is at the top. Apparently it does work for some people. If not, you can Cash at me. I just got another dono here from Brittany O'Shea. Sends $20 for fuck super chats, and they're 20%. They actually take, I heard, up to 40% now. So I agree with you on that, Brittany. Fuck them, and thank you very much for the dono. I really appreciate that. Yep. So, and that's the thing. Like, people will say, well, you're censored, huh? You must be doing something wrong. It's like, no, I must be doing something right, actually. Because the only people that I like, it seems like the only people that get banned from these platforms are people who tell the truth, stuff like that. Got another dono here from Dump. Let's see what Dump has to say. Dump sends $10 and says, using my gas and apps money to send this. It's okay. I'll build CSK for more research. What's CSK? Thank you, Dump Truck. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I know you and I have had our differences. Obviously your family hates you, but I appreciate your patronage. I really do. Thank you very much, Dump Truck. Yeah, let's get some likes. Keep hitting that like button. Is that Brittany from, is that Ipswich Brittany O'Shea? Not entirely sure. Okay. So let's get back to this thing over here. We're almost done going through all this. It's been going, the story of Turtle Boy and how he survived is pretty fucking crazy, man. And it's therapeutic to talk about this shit. Because, like I said, 5 years ago today, I thought it was the end. I thought it was the beginning of the end, that I couldn't survive without Facebook. But not only can I survive without Facebook, I can survive without Twitter. I can survive without PayPal. I can survive without turtleboysports.com. I can survive without Google AdSense. I can survive without monetization. I can survive without Instagram. You name it. I'm a survivor, baby. Nuclear holocaust come. It's just going to be Turtle Boy and the cockroaches. That's it. That's all you're going to find around here. But yeah, like I said, we're still here. You know, we're still here. I'm a flawed person, but I don't think I'm an evil person. I really don't. And there have been other attacks on me too, right? Obviously the personal angle, that's a new one. That was brought to us by, I mean, just some of the most vile people ever in Crusty Panties and Dump Truck, and their stupid page about the storm and taking me down. That's a different angle of attack that I haven't really seen that obsession since Kevin Lynch, but even Kevin Lynch was not that obsessed. He kept it to 3 hours a day. He admitted that. I have more respect for Kevin Lynch, who literally went to jail for his involvement in a murder. I have more respect for him for coming on the show and having it out with Brett and I and being a man and facing me and agreeing to stop. And he's held up his end of the bargain. I have a million times more respect for Kevin Lynch than I will ever have for somebody like Shannon, whatever the fuck her last name is, who hides behind anonymity. At least Kevin used his real name. Who hides behind anonymity and obsesses over me that much. Reads every blog I write, reads every tweet I put out, reads everything I put out, and just attacks my personal life. Reads our private messages that another fucking psychopath named 𝗚𝗏𝗄𝐶𝗏 𝗂𝗏 sent her, and cares about the contents of those messages. And is like, I need to do this. Like, why do you care? Why? That's what every magistrate has said to Crusty Panties. Why do you care about this man? That's what Merb said to her too. Why do you care about this man's penis so much? I understand there's the extra emoji factor. You've never seen one that big before. I get it. But why do you care this much about him? It makes no sense. But what they did, right, is not really hurt me financially. Like, they don't have the power to do that. They just try to hurt you on a personal level. Like, to contact your family and shit like that. They make it so they're even more diabolical because they know that what they're trying to do is cause problems in your personal life, in your family life, because they realize that, oh, wait, he can survive anything financially. He can do that. But can he survive if his fucking mother is like, these people are harassing me, can you shut down the blog? That's what they want. That's ultimately what they expected would happen. They contact my family members and harass them because they're thinking like, oh, well, he'll stop if we harass them, right? And it does cause some problems for sure, for sure. But we're not giving in to terrorists around here. That's not how things are working. And eventually the family members get annoyed, not at me, but at you. They don't want to hear from you. And if you contact again, they're going to get orders on your asses. So keep it up there, crusty panties. Keep it up. Keep poking my family members. They fucking hate you. Just like your family. That's one thing your family and my family has in common is they both hate you. Everybody does. You have no friends. None of you people have fucking friends. You have no life. You have no business. You don't create anything of value. You are literally everything that you claim I am. You're a mooch. Fucking who you're married, you're cheating on your husband, you're living with a guy that you're not married to. Like we've been down this a million times. That's you. That's your existence. So that's a new thing that I haven't seen before. You know, like I said, we use Give Send Go now instead of GoFundMe. We had the Turtle Rider golf tournament in 2021. I made a good amount of money on that. That was pretty sweet. We need to do that again. I've made dozens of public speaking appearances. I purchased a book that thousands of people have gotten on Amazon, and you should read it if you haven't already. And I look at the analytics about who's coming here, and I'm like, this is why it's a good thing, right? Check this out, right? Like, so like I said, over 70 or 80% of daily traffic used to come from Facebook. Now, 53% is from social media, and the other are from direct hits to the website, organic searches, etc. And within the social media, within that 53%, only 65 is Facebook now. Twitter is growing because Twitter is free. Twitter is my new playground. Get at me on Twitter. Facebook fucking blows. When I write something on Facebook, man, it's so hit or miss. Nobody's going to freaking see it because it's artificially suppressed. Twitter has no more algorithms. There is no more suppression. It is completely free, and I am thriving, baby. Every time I tweet something out, man, I got so much interaction. It's like the old days. I don't care. A lot of people are like, oh, I'd never make a Twitter account. You're missing out. Get on Twitter. Twitter is dope. There's never been as many people on Twitter as there are now because it's Elon made it fucking awesome. So get on Twitter. But I also like this graphic here that I showed. This is like how demographics have changed. Worcester used to be the primary place where most people would view Turtle Boy, right? But this is a map of Massachusetts, and it shows obviously concentration of people in Boston reading it. Boston is by far, like I get 10 times the amount of readership in Boston that I do in Worcester. Like I used to be a Worcester blog, and that's how people knew me. But I'm old news in Worcester, right? Boston is my playground now. Everybody in Boston knows Turtle Boy because I don't write about mayor. I've outgrown Worcester. Worcester is the second largest city in New England. I'm too big for it. It's small town. You know, I made my bread and butter writing about Joe Petty and Michael Gaffney and these people in Worcester and characters. Nobody gives a shit about them. People don't want to hear about Joe Petty. Nobody knows who Joe Petty is outside of Worcester. People want to hear about Michelle Wu. People want to hear about Rachel Rollins. I got bigger fish to fry. I've moved up in the world. I regularly talk to 𝗵𝗆. He's my buddy. We text back and forth with story ideas. He has, like, if his story gets killed by the Herald, he gives it to me because he knows I'm going to put the shit out there. The Luke Noble story, I got that from 𝗵𝗆. The Herald wouldn't run it. He knew I would. So I've outgrown. I don't do the Pike anymore. 100.1. I go on Cooner now. I go on 𝗵𝗆 now. That's what I do. And as you can see here, where states, and I didn't even know this till I looked at it yesterday, man. Like, dude, I did not know this. Only 42% of people that come to the blog now are from Massachusetts. I would have guessed it was like 75%. It's 42. Look where people are coming from. Like, second biggest, I thought Rhode Island would be on here, but you forget Rhode Island's a small state. Like, I got more people in Michigan, Ohio, North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Florida, and New York than I do from Rhode Island. I think Rhode Island's like 11 or 12. But it's like, these are my 10 biggest states now where traffic is coming from. Turtle Boy's gone national. There's a lot of you people. Like, give me a one. I'm generally curious. We undo the where you're repping right now. Give me a 1 in the comments if you don't live in New England. Give me a 2 if you do live in New England. I'm genuinely curious. 1 if you don't live in New England. 2 if you do. So it looks like a lot of New England people here, but we got some. We got Karma Hertz. Obviously, Laura, she's not anyway. She's from Old England. Lauren's. Oh yeah, that's right. Lauren's not from here, but I have like a whole Arizona crew. Like every day, I'm surprised Arizona's not on that top 10. Like Glendale, Tucson. We got some Texas people in the house here. Georgia. We got San Antonio. Excellent. Carl's not from New England. That's cool. Yeah. So, like it's grown. And so my goals for this year are get more bloggers, right? Think back to 2017. Let's get some bloggers in here. It's obviously easier said than done. I have people that want to invest in this. Let's do it. Oh, and how can I forget, by the way? How can I forget? Speaking of Laura, it is by her time. It's 10/27 our time, November 29th, but it's November 30th in London, which would mean it's Laura's birthday. So let's all wish Laura from London a happy 29th birthday. Again, happy birthday there, Laura. So yeah. Let's see, Wisconsin. That's cool, man. This wasn't the way it was before. There's turtle riders all over the country now. And if we can get bloggers in new states and stuff like that, man, we can take this to the top. We can take this to the top. I got a lot of plans. This is my life. This is my baby. After my actual babies, this is one of the most important things to me is Turtle Boy, because I believe in it. I've invested my life into it, and I'm serious about it. Turtle Boy is inevitable. And for the first time, unlike 5 years ago when I thought I was on top of the world, like traffic now on the website, I get about 1.2 million page views a month, as opposed to the 3 million that I got when I had a whole crew in 2017. And a lot of people would look at that and say, well, so you've decreased. It's like, no, I actually am a lot happier about the position I'm in now, because I'm in control of my own destiny now. I have Turtle Club now. Turtle Club is the most important thing I've ever created, because for $15 a month, my most loyal supporters who value the product and are like $15, fuck it, yeah, I'll support this guy for $15 a month. They get something that other people don't get. They get ad free on the website. It's really nice to have ad free. You're looking at it, right? Like a lot of you guys get the pop-ups. This is what life is like without the ad free. With the ad free, it's fucking a lot more convenient, isn't it? Not annoying shit. It's pretty cool. It goes faster. They get the free t-shirt. They got access to the stream that no one else gets. And yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd have something like that, but I was forced to. I never would have done that on my own. I was forced to create new things to make money because I lost all my old things. And that's the lesson here. When you think life is fucking dumping on you, and there's always a will, man. This is America. Like French says in The Departed, when the guy doesn't have money, he's like, this is fucking America. If you can't make more money, then you're a fucking douchebag. And that's what it comes down to. It's like, I'm not a douchebag. I'll just make more money. Let's figure it out, man. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm a survivor. And I'm definitely not as cocky as I was back then. Like, I know I'm touchable now. Like, I know that there are ways to get to me. But I am more cocky in some ways too, because I mean, in case you haven't noticed, like, I don't lack self-confidence at all. Like, I'm very confident in who I am. Obviously, I have my mental health issues and depression and anxiety and blah, 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 but I don't lack confidence. I'm very confident in who I am and the product I create and the appeal that it has. But I'm also more humbled, and I realize there's going to be more challenges in the future, and I need to be able to fight them. I need to be able to stop them. I need to have a plan to get around them. And for the first time, I am 100% self-sufficient. I don't care if I lose Facebook tomorrow. I'll just make a new one. I'm not worried about losing Twitter because Elon owns it. And if I did, oh well, we still got the fan run account. I'll survive anything. Sign up to get the daily emails. You can sign up right on the website. There's prompts for them everywhere. Sign up to get the daily emails. We got like 500 or 600 people that signed up for that. On the old website, there was like 5,000 or 6,000. So sign up to get those. The old website, I used to get 25,000 direct hits a day on the website. Now I get about 17 or 18,000. That's people just going directly to the blog every day. 17 or 18,000. No Facebook, nothing. So I don't even need to get those 18,000 people. Like if Facebook stopped existing tomorrow, y'all would just come to the website directly anyway. Let's take a vote. I'm curious, how do you consume Turtle Boy? Vote 1 if you go directly to the website. Vote 2 if you click on the blogs from some sort of social media app, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Vote 3 if other. Like maybe you get the email every day. I don't know. So vote 1 if you just go directly to the site. Vote 2 if you click on the link through social media, and vote 3 if you other. I'm genuinely curious. A lot of ones in here, but definitely some 2s too, and that's understandable. Totally. But for the 2s, for the people that are like, I think and I think that if I just stopped existing on Facebook, you wouldn't be like, well, that's the end of that. Some people would. Like I used to get messages, and Laura knows this. We used to laugh about it. It's like people that would message me and say, you should make your own website. I'm like, oh yeah, I should fucking do that. I should just make a website like turtleboysports.com or something like that. Like they literally were so trained to get everything through social media that they didn't even realize, like, I have a website that they could just go to every day. You don't have to be dependent on Mark Zuckerberg and what he chooses to let you see every day to decide what you click on. Yeah, the app's coming soon. The app should be here by January or February. We're having a new TV Daily News app. It's going to be dope. It takes months to create this thing. There's a shit ton of coding that has to get done. And you also have to like get it approved by Google Play and the Apple Store, because without that, you got no distribution. But all right, make your own app. Yeah, I mean, I am like, you got to make your own app. You got to have an app. People, I mean, browsers are gay. I make fun of people that are like, go on there, they turn on their phones and they go to Safari and Facebook. I'm like, what kind of savage are you? Going on fucking Safari to go to Facebook? Why don't you have the fucking app? Yikes. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's my story. I could rant and rave about this all night. I just wanted to talk about this. I do feel like what I have is a unique story, and just the 5 year. I really didn't think I would be here at some points, but not only am I here, I don't have as many daily viewers or whatever, and I don't have a team of people writing for me like I used to. But I'm self-sufficient for the first time, and I have solid footing for the first time. And so now that I have that, now I can grow. So there's my whole fucking story. All right. Let me check the donos. Okay, cool there. I'm not missing any cash apps or anything. Yeah, we got a cash app from another one, says from Brittany O'Shea, sends $10 for there is only one Brittany. Yeah, it's Brittany, bitch, with an I. Thank you very much, Brittany. I appreciate that. There is only one Brittany, but I don't always see on here. So people do come and go, like remember M-Job? We haven't seen M-Job in a while, but he's taking some time off. He's doing his thing. Everybody does their own thing. I look back on this, like who would comment all the time a couple of years ago, like it changes. And 5 years from now, some of you might not be here all the time, but some of you will, and there will be new people. And that's the beauty of this all. All right. Anybody, let's do some Q&A. Anyone have any questions they want to ask? Yeah, people, I know somebody out there, she knows who she is that does that. She knows who she is. I always bust her balls about that. Can you remind us how to send? Because I forgot, but I would. I know it's annoying. So there's a link at the top of the chat called Turtle Chat. You can do it that way. You can click on that and donate that way. I'll get an email notification. I know it's a pain in the ass. You can write a message and I'll bring it up on the email when you do that. Or you can just do Cash App, $ Uncle Turtle Boy, whatever you prefer. What happened to Amber? Amber got caught up in the Brett thing. And that's my fault. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. That was my fault. That fucked me up. I paid way too much attention to him, and I shouldn't have when he left. I'm a sucker for the bait. I always fall for it. And Amber, I unfairly was like, how can you support this guy? Like, how can you go over there? Like, you're a supporter of mine. You like what I do, right? And then you're on this thing. You're part of this thing that exists to shit on me all the time. How are these not conflicting? And I was rude. I was just like, pick one, you can't do both. And I shouldn't have done that. So I don't know if Amber's listening, but I did see your comment on one of the Ryan Waters thing. Ryan Waters always brings us together, doesn't he? Because he's such an asshole. We can all unite around that. So if Amber is listening, I am sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I think you've said some things about me that weren't too nice either. I propose we just both let bygones be bygones and just have fun like we used to on here, but totally your call. And that offer extends to even people like Amanda, who I think has done some fucking horrible things, but I've also been horrible to her. It extends to literally fucking everyone that I was like, pick a team, whatever. I apologize. It was a tough time. Is what it is. I'm in favor of letting bygones be bygones. If you don't want to, that's fine. I get it. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I had nothing. She is a good person. That's the thing about Amber. Like, she was a really decent person. And so I was upset. And she's definitely said some shitty fucking things about me. But it's just because I started it. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I started it. So I think she is a good person. No, Christine, definitely not. There's some people who are never allowed back. Obviously, she can't ever. Dump truck. Not that they would. Crusty panties. People like that. But even people like Mike Hilario, who was like Kate's Crusty Panties sound guy, like he can come back. I don't give a shit. I don't think he ever would. But people like that could. But there's like a very few people on the list. I'm sure, not Christy, exactly. Like, I think we could come up with a list of people who cannot come back. Like, obviously, Brett can't come back. Not that he would. But he does have a restraining order on him right now. Somebody got a fucking restraining order on it. So he apparently, a woman by the name who lives in South Carolina, her name is Paige B. And apparently Brett posted her nudes on his page and like did his whole, I don't watch him, but I can imagine the things he said about this woman, and he gets away with it. He got away with it with me. Like, he didn't get an order on him from me because the judge determined that he wasn't a threat to me because he doesn't have a car. But also it was like tit for tat. Like, the day that I applied for the order, I texted him and taunted him. I'm like, you're such a bitch, dude. I go, you ain't about that life. So it's like, it's a tough argument to make that you're scared if you're taunting someone, right? This woman did nothing, it seems. And so she lives in South Carolina and she applied for an order against him in Maine, and it was granted ex parte. And apparently he didn't get served with it, but he saw the order through the grapevine, and he thought, I shit you not, he thought it was fake. He thought the order was fake. And he was so convinced that he's like, you're going to get in trouble for fucking forging a federal document. And he's like bringing up like the penalties for it and blah, 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 blah. And they were insisting it was fake. But then later in the fucking show, he found out it was real. But in between that time, he violated the order like 100 times. He threatened to rape her. He threatened to fucking grab her by the hair, pull her by the hair, and stick it in her. That sounds like rape to me. He threatened to, just called her out by name, addressed her specifically. All things you can't do according to the order. But he was so convinced the order was fake that he was willing to fucking violate it. And then, oops, it was real. And the order, by the way, he has to give up his guns. He has to give up his fucking guns. So things are going well for him. Okay. I guess the Lewiston police did not bring the order to his house or something, so he didn't even know about it. So I'm not sure how that works. All right. Anybody have any questions? Did he really say Lauren Laguna? It's like they love to crap on Lauren Laguna. Like, she's such an idiot because she talks like a California Valley girl. She's in there and she's like, no, dude, it's actually real. And they're like, Latuna, did you even graduate? Did you even pass the bar? You moron. Ha ha. Stupid. Yeah, she was right. She was right. It's real. It's very real. It's just fucking hilarious. Hilarious. Court update. I got, I have court on Thursday morning with fucking douchebag, the dog killer, Ryan Waters. I don't even know what it's for. Probably some stupid. Won't last very long. I got Ashley St. Angelo coming up. That case is still going on. The criminal case, him violating the harassment prevention order against my family. And we also have on December 20th, Tony Branch summary judgment motion. So that should be a good one in Brockton. I don't have any prospects yet, and I don't know how I go about finding them either. That's the problem. I got into an argument with Demon on his live stream yesterday. I called him Kate's bitch boy. Did you really? And I told him he was a coward for bringing two obese. He got so butthurt. Yeah, dude, he's over in my comments today crying. Like, he gets so mad when I point out that he's afraid of me, which he is. He's like, what? You think I'm afraid of you? Yeah, dude. That's why you brought two fat chicks with you. I came alone. You came with fat chicks. The second you realized that I came alone and I wasn't scared of you, you realized it was a bad look to have the two fat chicks there. So you sent them on their merry way. That's what happened. So I think we both, and like he had the opportunity to kick my ass, tell me how he really feels about me. He didn't do any of that because he's too much of a coward. Instead, he sat there and he licked my balls a little bit and he told me what good journalism he thought I was doing and how he thought Kate was a bit ratchet. He did acknowledge that. He acknowledged that the DCF documents were real. He fucking said that. And he says that there's a recording, so I would encourage him to play it. Do it. Because are you a liar? I mean, are you lying about the recording? Because you said there is one. So if there is one, you should play it to prove that I'm wrong. But you know that I'm right. You know you said those things. You know you tickled my balls, dude. You know it. You know I fucking got you, son. You know that I'm a fucking, like, a much more influential person than you will. You know that I matter much more than you ever will. You're a fucking nobody. Nobody you don't exist outside of YouTube. So there's that. So the only time I see that motherfucker now is when he comes onto my page and cries. Like, I mentioned that guy, he will show up in the comments and cry about it. He showed up in the comments and cried about it today. What? You think I was afraid of you? I don't think. I know, motherfucker. I know you're afraid of me. You ain't about that life. Trust me. Anyway. The dead body that fell on. I don't know the day. I think it's like December 8th, but don't hold me to that. What happened to Failure Swift? Last I heard, they lost their home. She ruined Metro, lost everything. And eventually she's going to dump him, take everything, and he's going to be left how he deserves to be, a destitute fucking loser. Although I do like his family. Remember I had Metro's brother on? I honestly believe you are being sued for attacking the girl. So it's a witness intimidation criminal complaint. I don't even know what his angle is going to be. We'll see. I don't even care. What page is this? Haven't seen. I'm not familiar. See, this is a good comment from Christine. Don't pick from your comment section. Exactly. Without doing extensive research. I think that's a Bristol Blarney reference. And that's the thing. It's like, I'm in a tough position where I'm like, you want people who understand the brand to write for you. And those are going to be your most loyal followers, right? They get it better than anyone. But at the same time, it's like, you want your loyal followers to just be the followers, not the bloggers. You know, like, it's a tough position to be in. Is he coming back for more dump truck? Oh, he'll be back. Dude, I guarantee he fucked her. No doubt about, like, come on, dude. Nobody flies to Boston and goes and visits a fucking grave and doesn't get laid. Come on, dude, stop it. You would possibly be named in suit. That's nice. Excellent. Why aren't you asking Demon to provide receipts? He claims to have them. Yeah. Oh, I am asking him for receipts just to be on record. I mean, I'm not going to message him like, Demon, I'm asking, prove it. Prove the things that you're saying, my dude. You said that there's a recording. Prove it. Your fucking reputation is on the line, my dude. You said that there's receipts. You said that there's a recording. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see. You also said that, what? During our meeting, I admitted to this and that. Nope, I didn't. Let's see the receipts. You said you recorded it, right? Are you a man of honor? Right? Or are you a fucking lying piece of shit? Because it looks like you're a lying piece of shit, my dude. And you're fucking scared of me because you brought Fat Chicks' backup. That's hilarious. Paige B is in these comments sometimes. Yeah, I like Paige. She seems cool. I don't know her at all. But I don't really know everything that happened. But I saw the fucking, I have the fucking order. You guys want to see it? You guys want to see the fucking order? It's real. Let me pull it up. Check this out. Yeah, there it is. Brett Killerin, it says. Paige Brooks. Prohibited from having any contact with the victim. Yikes. Not good. Not good. Has to take his blickies away. Whatever he calls it. He has a hearing on 8/30, 12/9. Oh my God. Can I watch that? Can I tune in? That'd be fucking hilarious. She has a whole affidavit in here. In which, she basically, it's well written. She explains that she was targeted threats of intimidation and harassment. He used a nude photo of me as a thumbnail. I did not give him permission to use this. It's still posted. And he goes on to say, I want the credit cocksucker. So I guess STL is some YouTuber that she is with, that she lives with them. They deserve whatever the fuck they get. And knowing me, it's not going to be pleasant. So there's that, Now, I think Brett's a pussy and he's all just talk. But he still says the things. So if a woman feels you're talking, by the way, this is the same guy who claimed, Turtle Boy only goes after women. What do you think Paige B is? Last I checked, she's a woman too. And you're going after her and you're threatening her like a big tough guy. And yeah, so she got the order. So it's real. But by the way, this was funny. Paige, we got to talk about this. So there's Brett, 130 Blake Street, Lewiston, Mass. Wife Cheryl, who, let's be honest, is more like sugar daddy, like the one who works, the one who has a car, a license, pays for everything, does it all while he sits on fucking YouTube all day. And it goes on to say, like, this physical description, birth date, 1970. He's that old? Yeah, I guess so. Height, 6 feet, weight 160 pounds. Paige. He's like fucking, he's got a bigger fucking gut than Krusty Panties. Stop it. 160 pounds. Black handgun. So, hey, good for her for standing up for herself. You know. Oh, and this part too. This is the other funny part where it says name of employer, not employed. Not employed. Not just unemployed. All right. At least, like, come on, dude. That's funny. That is funny. Okay. Anybody else have any comments? Oh, Rachel's trying to ask a question. So what's the question, Rachel? Is this the question? Did I answer it? Sorry, I'm a little bit behind. I do like you, Rachel. I think you're a cool person. I know you're somewhat new here, and I think you're a chilly person, but I think you're good people. He's not afraid. Who's of you and Lauren? Why not go on your shows? Well, I would assume I'll just play the devil's advocate for the Devils, the Irish Devil there. Why would I go on their platforms there? They got no audience, and I'm not, you're nobody to me. Why would I go there? Har, 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 har. I'll just talk about you over here while pretending you're irrelevant at the same time. Okay, Mr. Lucky Chimes. Whatever that, a lot of people believe that. Keep going with that. Keep going with that. So the bottom line is he doesn't like, people like him don't like a situation they can't control. And that's why he brought backup with him, because he wasn't sure how it was going to go down. And he was scared. I was not scared. I don't give I fear nothing. I'm not afraid of I'm not afraid of some fucking 31-year-old British bulldog there, whatever the fuck he is. He's telling them he was humoring me. Like, what does that even mean? Humoring me? So to what end? Okay, I would ask this, Fleece, to what end? What did he hope to achieve out of that? If he recorded me, that would make sense, right? He's like, I want to get him on tape saying something that I can use against him. Okay, that would make sense. But he didn't even do that. There's no tape. Obviously, he didn't tape anything. So what was the point? Like, how did you play me? Like, you just kissed my ass, and then you got no evidence that any of this happened. So why did you come here? I don't hang out in the community. I didn't hear any of this TV. This is, I know. You're not, I mean, nobody is. In fairness, nobody. I mean, who the fuck watches him? I'm working on a YouTube series on the YouTube soap opera of Chili and Kate and all. I will say this. So is Merb. I'm big on Merb right now. The guy who interviewed me and Lauren Lagoon. I'm a big Merb fan. Really interesting guy, an attorney who seems to be completely neutral in all this and is just a junkie for legal stuff. He reviewed some of, I guess, so Chili is suing Kate, Krusty Panties, and Krusty Panties raised like 60 grand for this and hired some high-priced Boston law firm. And he had a stream yesterday where he's like, I think she's being milked here by this attorney who works for this law firm in Boston. Because he reviewed the filings and he's like, she's like trying to get him in contempt for something. And he's like, this is going to get denied because there's no basis for it. And it probably cost $10,000. This document, this 20-page document, probably cost like $10,000 in billable hours to write this up. And they know it's not going to work. So what are you doing here with this? Like, so you're collecting money from all these fucking idiots to spend on this. The goal of a lawsuit when you're getting sued is for the lawsuit to go away, not to drag it out, because you're not going to get any money from Chili. Chili has no fucking money. It's like I could countersue Ryan Waters. He has no fucking money. That's what Mark Randazza, the first thing he asked me, do they have money? No, then they're not worth anyone's time. Chili has no money. So your goal should be to make it go away. Get it fucking dismissed. He hasn't even filed a motion to dismiss. Why haven't you done that? Because it's just fucking more. She doesn't want it to go away. She wants to keep collecting the donos, act like, have some fucking high price lawyer, file these stupid game. And they're like, what people are like, well, is the lawyer ripping her off? The lawyer works for you when you're the client. You're the fucking lawyer's boss. They do what you tell them to do. That fucking lawyer girl boss with the restraining order hearing in Boston, that I'm sure it wasn't her fucking idea to be like, let's fucking slut shame the victim. No, that was the client's. That was 𝗵𝗵 idea. And the lawyer does, and I'm sure this fucking thing that this guy wrote up, I'm sure is her fucking idea. She doesn't want this going away. If you were her, why the fuck would you want 𝗵𝗂𝗵𝗃 to go away? He's the best thing that ever fucking happened to you. You're making all the chili industrial complex on YouTube. People make fucking bank off it. I'm the only one that's not making money off of 𝗵𝗂𝗵𝗃 because I don't really give that shit much of a shit about him. Okay. Oh, Maud the Fraud. I wonder what she's up to these days. Well, was LG here tonight? I didn't see her. Beetlejuice. Yeah, why the fuck hasn't he given details? He said he had them. And he giggles. That's exactly what he does. He's like, then he's like, ooh, maybe I do have them. Maybe I don't. We'll see. It's like, dude, no, we won't see. All you're going to do is keep teasing people with that and then hope they forget about it. And then you'll move on to the next thing, and nobody. That's the 𝗵𝗵 model. Just hope people forget about the $4,000 you raised. He had nothing but air and opportunity. Yeah. Rumble. Oh, we've had a bunch on Rumble tonight. Excellent. There's still 84 people on Rumble. It's great to see. Great to see. Love it. Yeah, the Rumble is killing it, man. I fucking love Rumble. Love it. Oh, so I'm a little bit behind in the comments. So if I miss some comments here, I'm going to pull them up. I promise. I wish you saw how ugly his fake fiance was. Yeah, there's no way that dude's actually engaged. He's banging dump truck. No way. Brett did go astray, but you must admit he was hysterical. He had his moments for sure. He had his moments. I won't lie about that and be like he's never funny. Then how do I explain having him on here? But he's certainly not funny now. So ID will comment on our community tab. He'll comment on videos sometimes. Whenever you mention him, he always is there to comment. So obviously he's watching and reading and all that. Hey, my work. You do good work there, Rhonda. About different topics. Exactly. He's coming for St. Patrick's Day. Oh, yeah. I mean, who the fuck leaves Ireland on St. Patrick's Day? I'm catching up I'm at 10:48 on the comments now. He will be, yeah, he'll be back. Sure. We should meet up there, buddy. We should meet up. You met with her too. You met with Lauren number 1, a lovely woman, a nice person, a victim. You heard her whole story and you kissed her ass too. Like, let's be honest. But you're like, you'll never be with a woman like Lauren number 1. You'll never be with someone like that. A nice, attractive woman. Like, you'll never have anything like that. You get dump truck. That's what you get. It's frustrating because normally if you want to be heard, super chat. I know it is, it is inconvenient. You're totally right about that. It sucks, but whatever. Rumble allows you to do it. So we're going to eventually go over to Rumble. He needs time to edit the recording. Yeah, it doesn't exist. Sorry, I'm Paige is all right. Yeah, like I said, I don't know her. So I asked ID why he would spend time his whole Boston weekend with fat chicks. He didn't deny it. He said your mom. Even he knows they're nasty. I know. I mean, how can you look at Kate Peters' face and be like, yeah, she's attractive? No. We all see, dude. Imagine you spend all that money to come across the pond and you spend, I mean, that's pretty crazy. At least he got to meet me and Lauren number 1. Was it worth it with Brett? Now you got yourself hemmed up with people you've never met. Oh, was it worth it, Brett? I mean, I don't think he cares. I'm not even worth talking about. His wife is named Cheryl. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, why'd she put Cheryl? It's Paula, I thought, right? Cheryl's his mom. Isn't Cheryl his mom? Why is she with? Well, she's gross, obviously. And I don't know. I guess she just like, he's abusive towards her. The way we all saw the way he treated Amanda, who he's not even having sex with, and how abusive he was towards her. So imagine the way he is towards Paula. Tommy says, I understand completely. It took me half the show to get you to respond. Oh, hi. Maybe I missed it. What is the brand you're creating? How will it stand against your competitors? So I don't really have competitors. That's what makes what I do unique and fun. So nobody else is doing what I'm doing. I guess the Boston Globe would be a competitor, I guess. I don't know. What will make it different is that I cover the stories that no one else is covering. I'm in between jobs. Yeah. Description. No teeth. Yeah, no teeth. Man, a lot of comments in here. Holy shit. Hey, that's chili. I don't think that I like the chili people. I have no problem with the chili people at all. Be perfectly honest with you. What do they call you people? Do you have names? Do you have like the chili eaters, the chili peppers? I like the chili people. I think they're very pleasant. You're a lot better than the fucking Peter eaters. I'll tell you that much. Pat score for Thursday. I like to say they win. I think they'll keep it close and lose, be perfectly honest with you, and cover whatever the fuck the spread is. He also said there's a pic of you in Laguna. Did he really? They told Lauren number 1 that I was smashing Lauren number 2. I guess they were trying to, like, I don't know, make her like upset her or something. Like, obviously me and Lauren number 2 were like, what? There are? Interesting. Must have missed that. Like, what? I can't, like, people, like, every friend I talk to, it's like I'm banging them all. Like, Jesus Christ. I thought I was gross. I don't think that there's tape either. Yeah, they know. The women know there's no tape too, obviously. Yeah, I'm a big Merv fan, like I said. I have to admit I misjudged Demon. So did I. But I give everyone a chance. I also know that there's a chance this person might not be authentic. And so it's, when you understand that, it's cool. Turtle Boy, for all it's worth, for the 3rd time, I found you through Chili, and I think you're a good guy with a great show. Plus, you must be pretty. Well, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate, and that's why I like the chili peppers. I think you guys are good. I think Rachel's one of you. Tommy's one of you. That Patriot guy, he's one of you. And I'm sure there's others in here. And what I appreciate about you guys is that I've been critical of chili, and you're not being like, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's what I like about you people. Merv's voice is very soothing. He's like a therapist. I like smart people, and he's a smart person. You could tell. I don't know why. I mean, I just think he's non-controversial. Like, a part of me is like, well, why isn't he? I don't know what happened. I don't know. Who cares? But I think Merv deep down knows that Kate's a piece of shit. That's why he asked her much. Like, he fucking destroyed her in that interview. It was great. But I think he just likes to be controversial, non-controversial rather. I think he finds her whole shtick amusing, this whole thing with Chili, and I think he's using her almost for content with Chili. I had a very interesting phone call today. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, he would have, totally. Krusty Panties 100% faked that invoice. Of course she did. If you wanted to impress these women, you need to meet with TB. He wasn't going to get into it with TB, so he acted like a chump. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like, but he could have asked me like tough questions. Like he didn't even ask me tough questions. And every time he asked me a question, I had an explanation, and he was like, "Oh, I get it now." Like he asked the whole Ryan Waters fake threats and all this stuff, and I had an explanation for it all. He's like, "Oh, I get it now." Okay. Can't believe Laura hasn't met Turtle Boy. She seriously needs to. She seriously needs to. Yeah, we'll get her over here one day, I promise. How about that American football game today, folks? USA. I felt so bad for Iran. They seem like nice guys on that team. They're all going to be executed. It sucks, but yeah, I'm really scary. It's like I'm really actually nice in person, I can't wait to see the porno with you and me and Martin. And yeah, it's like it sounds like a wild. I heard there's just bodily fluids going everywhere. Who knows? It's gonna be wild. Check it out on OnlyFans. Did you think I wasn't gonna show? Hello, Pete Peters. They must have. Yeah, I think they promoted us on Rumble. That's cool. This chat is hard to keep up with. I agree. I'm trying my best. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. Well, I appreciate it. I like this Tommy guy. He's a good shit. The brand is the truth. I like that one. Welcome aboard. Any plan on the second book? Yeah, I'd like to. It's just time consuming. You know what I mean? It's just time consuming. But I definitely would like to. Yeah, that's what Merb is calling him now, right? The Kate's Karen's clan. Brett was cool when he was on the show, but he's a follower, not a leader. Bingo, News New England. You got that right. Oh, you're going to be at the game. Attaboy. Well, cheer loudly, man. Be loud. Every time Josh Allen's on the field, be loud. How far will USA go in the I mean, they're probably going to lose in the first round to the Netherlands, but you never know. I mean, I wanted Wales to win today. My poor David Owen. I mean, if Wales had won, then, England would be the second team to come out of the bracket. We would have been the first, and we would have played Senegal, which sounds a lot easier than playing the Netherlands. Just saying. They are a sex cult, all high on Adderall. They trash everything. I know, right? They make it sound a lot more fun than it really is over here. I'll be honest. They make it sound awesome. The Brett coughing video, those never get old. I am. That's very true, Lauren, and I appreciate that. Amanda is weird. Is Connie here? I didn't even see Connie. Oh, is it? Oh, this is. Oh, this is. Show the see. So this is Connie. I don't even. Connie is what he is. Yeah, seriously. Ooh, Pete Peters, TMI. TMI. That's the funniest part about it. She's convinced that the interview went well because her followers like that went great. It's like I don't even know how to respond to that. It's like, dude, did you miss the part where she was just like didn't have answers and was like, why are you asking me that several times? Like that was fucking hilarious. It couldn't have gone any worse. Okay. Could you imagine sitting next to Demon on a 6-hour flight? Oh, with the dump truck juice, dude. Yikes. Yikes. Whew. Whew, heavy. Is Trump still talking a bunch of shit? I think Trump is just borderline going on irrelevance here. Like when he announced I'm running for president, there was no fucking buzz with that, man. No buzz. Even when they pull their teeth out in front of me. I know. Nick Schramm pulled his goddamn teeth out in front of me. That's uncivil. Uncivil. Do you think Brett's jealous that Irish Demon is dump truck and Krusty's favorite now? Oh, I mean, Brett's pretty pathetic in general. Like I see him now on his settlement page there. I checked it out today because I wanted to see if he was talking about getting served with an order. And I noticed like he'll post about me sometimes and he always tags Krusty Panties. And I'm like, hey, Kate, pay attention to me. Like that. Imagine that's the saddest part. There's a lot of sad things about Brett's life, but having to run to Krusty Panties for protection now and, you know, somebody to amplify your voice. That's the saddest part about him of all the sad things. And there's a lot of sad things about him. And that's probably the saddest, that he has to go to a child abuser for attention. Yikes. Dump truck had to rent the entire middle row. It's so true. Okay, I think I'm almost caught up with the chat here. The sigh. I won't comment on that. Yeah. You do. Oh, yeah. You need to know their mean tweets episode. Yeah, I forgot. That was a great fucking episode. Oh, you know who one of the three voices was on that? For those of you unfamiliar, there was like a 2019, maybe 2020. We did an entire episode where we just read mean tweets to Turtle Boy, like horrible fucking things people were saying about me. And I had three, and we just played the Everybody Hurts song over and over again. And then one girl would say something, another woman would read another one. One of the three women was Dump Truck. I forgot about that. She was one of the three. Like that's how much she wanted attention and to be part of this. Is like she read mean tweets about me as part of like a joke thing. We definitely need to do. We're definitely gonna. That's a great fucking idea. We're gonna bring that back. The mean tweets about Turtle Boy. The only thing I remember crying like a bitch saying, please, I don't want to be like Kate Peter. Don't make me end up like Kate Peter. He did. Well, even less than her, if that's possible. But you're definitely right that, I mean, they've moved on because Irish Demon is useful to them. He has a platform. Brett is not useful to them. They don't need Brett. The only reason they needed Brett was like because they thought they were like owning me by befriending him. But they don't have that, so they're whatever, you know. Didn't Kate say she would never ask for donations? Oh, that was a huge part. She's like, you need to stop asking for donations and get a job. Bitch lives off donations now. Like lives off it. It's so true. No, was it No, Suzanne, I think was one of them. Shannon was one of them, and Victoria from the lawsuit. my girl there. She's one of my co-defendants in the Jamie General lawsuit. She was one of them too. Oh, cool. I caught up. Don't forget Fiddler on the Roof there. Oh, who could forget Fiddler on the Roof? You know, who can forget that?
Dude, to get your kid taken in Massachusetts as a female, bruh,
Yeah.
you
Right.
literally, they gotta catch you fucking pimping her out and fucking lighting your crack pipe off its head.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I have no doubt this broad's been fucking sucking dick for a fucking way to go. Like, I don't want that to be the
kid?
truth.
The kid?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's not good. That's a horrible thing to say about somebody's daughter. Horrible thing to say about someone's daughter. What about her fans?
It's just with her, it's these little sycophants she has, like the pudgy guy that ran away from my show when you showed up. You remember that? What's his drama douche or whatever the fuck his name is?
Corrosive.
Yeah, corrosive cunty. Yeah. All these little fans, like you said, it's the legion of unfuckable losers. That's all it is. You look at everyone in her crew, and they just buy it. They don't give a fuck about the kid getting fucking fiddled on the roof by her brother. They don't care about the abuse, the arrests.
No.
None of it matters.
See,
this is why I enjoy all this. I love seeing her fucking crumble.
Yes.
Like, I cannot wait for the day to where I hear that either she had a total mental breakdown, ended up in the psych ward, in the wing they probably named after her daughter by now. She's been there so many fucking times.
Yeah.
and she does this shit to everybody. Maybe she doesn't do it directly. She has her little
right.
Well, she's real good at fooling stupid people. Like, that is a skill. I mean, you look at her audience and stuff. Hey, you were stupid. I got stupid a little. We made the mistake. I'm talking about the ones that even after this are gonna blindly defend it. They'll be like, well, maybe her vagina had COVID. That could happen.
What? About this?
Indigenous isn't when you put your fingers in a dog's butt?
No.
No, that's what Kate's son put in his fucking sister. That's what the fucking indigenous.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
How about? Oh no, you got.
What? Who would ever say such a thing? Who would ever say such a thing? That's horrible. Horrible thing to say. Horrible thing to say.
Andy's thing is the cherry on the piece of shit sundae. Like, what the guy there say? It looked like her fucking cunt had a nasal infection.
Yeah.
Is that what he said? Something like.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. All right. Anybody read any more comments that we have here? This aged well. Yeah, the aged well as his teeth. Those are someone else's kids. That's the thing. Like, Turtle Boy's attacking people's kids. That's not me. What are you talking about? I was there for it all. I didn't tell him to stop. I guess you got that on me. Anything Janetti is hilarious. I know we do need Janetti back. I'm sorry. Who could have got aroused when seeing Dump Truck naked? Ooh, dude. I mean, but I saw Irish Demon. Like, he's a chubby fella himself. He probably doesn't get a lot of pussy. Like, let's just put it that way. I mean, he's a nerd. Like, I seen him on Instagram. And he's on there. Let me find his Instagram. Was it Irish Demon? There it is. If you see his Instagram, he's like a gamer nerd. He looks like. I mean, obviously something's wrong with the man. Like this. Like, look at this guy. You telling me this guy has sex with women? Come on. Look at him. Look at that guy. Come on. Like, dump truck is as good as he's going to get. That's just a fact. Just a fact. Any more Janetti picks, dude? Don't make me do it. Oh, dude. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, thank God you people didn't have to see that. Yeah, he was talking about like all those things you heard. He's talking about Kate's kids. That's his friend. Nice friend. Natasha, I got to get Natasha back. Yeah, it is funny that Kate never responded to any of that because they know too much. Those were like her childhood friends. Kate was the best man in their wedding. The stream after he broke up, he was hilarious. He was like, remember he was pretending to be dying. I mean, he is dying. And he did the whole, so let me just say, it ain't in me no more. I can't come on your show once a week and make wisecracks. It's too fucking hard. It's too fucking hard. You act like it was this big thing. Like, dude, it's really not that big of a deal. Go see a shrink. That's the thing. He doesn't say it like it is, though. It's like he says whatever you want to hear. That's one thing I've learned about him. The things that he was saying on here, he was saying, like, why did he say all those things about Krusty P and his kids? Because he thought that would impress me. He thought people would think it's funny to say stuff like that. Now he says the exact opposite because he wants to impress her. So people like that are not authentic. He's not, yeah, he's not like, dude, I don't know what Laguna was talking about. She's crazy. Then again, her taste in men, it's like, no offense. It's like, we've had conversations about that. That's why it's all ridiculous. It's that thing about her and I. It's like, I'm not her type at all. Trust me. Irish Demon's her type. Just kidding. Hear me out for an episode. One mean tweet to co-host, special guest Janetti. Ooh, that'd be fun. It's so hard to get that guy to like speak English. There's no way anyone asked him for that. No, dude, he posted them on his Facebook story. Like, what? Of course he did. Of course he did. TV's insulting gamers. I don't know. You know what I mean. No, he's Shrek's cousin from Ireland. Yeah. No offense to the gamers, but you know what I mean. Irish Demon is a grifter. Him and his girlfriend were living off his girlfriend's mother. I did hear that he's living in his mother's house, eating up all the food and not contributing. So she kicked him out. Yikes. What a life. I mean, it does say a lot about a person that they have the freedom to just up and fly across the ocean on a whim. Like, you obviously don't have a lot going on in your life if you did that. Like, I can't do that. I want to see my kids on the weekend and shit, you know. Is Dump Truck still married? Yes. So she filed for divorce against Arthur LeBerry in 2018 after she accused him of assaulting her. And he is the reason, by the way, she claims that he's the reason that she miscarried. She was pregnant. He allegedly threw her down on the ground. The baby died in utero. Sad, but she's still with him. She filed for divorce in 2018 and voluntarily dismissed it in 2022. So for all the talk about, oh, Turtle Boy, blah, 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 blah. Oh, married and like, all, you don't know shit about my life. Okay. And I'm not going to broadcast it, but I ain't you. I didn't have a fucking baby die inside of me because dudes are tossing into the ground and shit. I didn't falsely accuse my husband of rape. You did. Guess the potato famine is over. Come on. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I'd like to know Irish Demon's last name. Like that would be a good start. Finding out a little bit more about the demon. Where's he from? What's he lying about? That would be an interesting story. Because I guarantee you it is not what he is. I'm open book. Notice that I didn't be like, I want to ask you questions because I have nothing to ask you. You're irrelevant. I matter. You don't. That's why you have questions for me and I have none for you. But maybe I do have some now. Maybe I do want to know what you're lying about. Because now that I know you're a liar, it makes me wonder what else you're lying about, Mr. Demon. I love that he flew across the ocean, but you were still late because of traffic. I was going to be on time. I was supposed to be there 5 minutes early. It was a major accident. No, I mean, he's got, like, if you go on his Instagram over here, like, check it out. Like, there's no, this is his Instagram, and I don't see any bitches on here. Do you? It's like, we got this. It's like a video.
And every one of Chili's copyright strikes.
Oh, he's talking about Chili.
My response to each and every one of Chili's copyright strikes.
This Peter
I know
Dinklage
a sound
living.
that all men love.
Yeah, so do I, love.
Oh, he's a badass. He rides a motorcycle. He's
I
a
know a
badass.
sound that all men love.
Yeah, so do I, love.
Yeah, sure you do.
Oh, to meet you. You've come back.
So he's got a whole Instagram about Chili, basically.
Apologize in advance for the wind noise. It's quite windy here where I am right now. And where I am is actually really interesting.
So this is him on his account with 300 followers. Is that his girlfriend? Dude, she's way too young for you, dude. What are you doing? Yikes. What a fucking loser.
Calling the matter of Miss Murphy.
Holy fuck.
Hello, Miss Murphy. Judge 𝗟𝗂𝗃, are you ready to proceed?
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Is this his girlfriend? No way.
Case today. We have
I'm
a matter.
sorry. You're like hot as fuck.
I mean, this is true.
What is
case
this?
Dismissed. Calling the matter of Miss Murphy.
Holy
What is this that I'm watching?
Hello, Miss Murphy. Judge 𝗟𝗃, are you ready to proceed?
Hi.
Hello, how are you? So are you ready to?
Okay, I don't know what that is supposed to be. What's this one?
Oh, I drank that way too fast. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Okay. It's like I don't see any pictures of a girlfriend on here. Do you guys? Do you see any images of like if you had a girlfriend or a fiance, it's like you wouldn't have any pictures of her anywhere. It doesn't seem like he does anything besides talk about Chili and pretend to be some sort of biker. Because congratulations, you own a motorcycle. We're really proud of you, dude. We're really proud of you. You're very cool.
In fact, I remember the very first time I went for a ride with him. And Maddie's dad is your typical Italian father, very like an Irish father, kind of like my.
Oh, and we are on the front page of Rumble. That's how
we're very blunt, lovely person, but very blunt. And Maddie had.
Okay. I mean, what a boring person. What an uninteresting person. Proof that Nathan's on. Okay. So, yeah, I think he's making the whole thing up about having a girlfriend. I mean, he's just banging dump truck. Period. I mean, dump truck basically is his girlfriend at this point. Oh, Team Skeptic is his girlfriend. I don't know who's Team Skeptic is one of their people. I don't know who he is. I guess he's part of the Chili industrial complex. I don't know much about him. Again, if he's into crusty panties, then that kind of tells me everything I need to know about him. I assume he thinks I'm a piece of shit. Don't really care. That's kind of what she does. But he doesn't talk about me. I don't talk about him. There's no issues. Period. Just funny how he takes down the posts he made e-begging multiple times. Really? I mean, send those to me. You seem to know more about him than me do. I'm new to Irish Demon. He's part of the storm. Yeah, he's he's like the new fucking rain cloud on the storm. You're right. She's just not a nice person. Like, that's all it comes down to. She's a shitty person, period, who only cares about herself and doesn't even care about her children. Even some of the shittiest, most selfish people out there look out for their kids and, put their kids above all. She doesn't even do that. She puts herself above her own children. That is sad. Wait, is this true? Team Skeptic has a manslaughter charge from a DUI. Is that true? I don't know anything about Team Skeptic or whatever the fuck his name is. Did he really kill someone? Manslaughter? Yikes. Yikes. DUI? Not good, dude. Don't drink and drive. All right, guys. So, I'm very interested. You guys seem to know more about that world than I do. You can email me at turtleboysports@gmail.com or message Clarence Woods Emerson on Facebook, or message me on Twitter at Dr. Turtleboy, DOCTOR Turtleboy, because if Joe Biden is a doctor, then I am too. But that's the best way to reach me with any tips like that. All ears. Very interested in hearing about the truth about these people, exposing them to the light. That's kind of what I do. So anyway, guys, we will call it a night right there. And that's it. So thank you for joining me. It's been a long stream. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about the history of Turtle Boy censorship. And we will see you guys all for the next episode of Turtle Boy Live. We'll see Turtle Club people tomorrow night. We're going to stream the Patriots on Thursday, and then we'll have our regular show on Saturday. Peace, Turtle Riders.